Alright, last time on D&D, we did shit. I don't remember. Anyone remember what we did last?
No.
We finished the competitions. We got a bunch of awards, including the mansion,
Several bags of holding.
several bags of holding, a dog, and so forth. Carnum essentially said that he wanted to stay behind in order to do some training and not go out adventuring. And then the different members of the party went out to a end of the end of the event festival, and proceeded to just do stuff there, involving dancing, eating, and playing games. Unaan personally played a bunch of games, won a fair amount of crap, gave a lot of it to just random people, except for one item per party member, to which he gave to the ones that he saw and left the rest of them out on the dinner table for people. And then we wrapped it up with everyone in their bedroom preparing to sleep. Or sleeping.
Okay, well. Job done. I didn't remember any of that. It's becoming dawn, though, and on whatever day number we are on. Stop caring.
There you go.
Bad thing about the toggle button, it also inverts every floor if it was manually turned off or on. So anyone's character did not wake up at the new house.
I hope we all wake up at the new house.
Also, has Athos been doing anything at night?
No. At most, maybe walk around the house at times, but for the most part, just stays in there.
Staring.
Staring, maybe reading a book or practicing playing with cards or something, but yeah, doesn't do much.
Not gonna lie, by the way, I don't have really a whole lot for you guys planned. So it's gonna be mostly you guys role-playing session and, you know, making it happen.
That's fair.
My one weakness.
So, I mean, if we stay here for the next 2 hours in silence, I'll be annoyed, but I have nothing.
I mean, Cardum is basically getting up, using his spoon, and then heading out to the Thieves Guild. Unless he's stopped by someone.
Saandip's gonna check through the house just to see what kind of supplies are here, other than the furnishings.
Tarus is gonna sleep in, as just got a house and he's gonna enjoy it today.
Kaz is obviously going to be awake early and filling out his journal for the day.
Well, in that case, Unaan and Athos are gonna head out and try to see if there are any other kinds of jobs to be done. Otherwise, most likely, they're going to pretty much suggest we go do those dungeons. Or bulletin boards. That are more or less dungeons.
Essentially dungeon, but they're jobs.
Right, that's what I mean.
Are we going across the world?
For the dungeons, no, they're within the island still.
I probably would not have woken up early enough to stop Carnum, so there was no interaction there when he left and when I left.
Okay, well, Saandip is looking through some of the stuff I noticed, and one of the rooms he went in first contained linens, clothes, rags that are just for cleaning and making the bed and whatnot.
Impromptu dressing.
That too. The room he's in now doesn't really seem to have a whole lot, just a bunch of crates, mostly. Most of them empty. A few of them may just have a pillow or two for some weird reason. Some may just have a little bit of hay or straw. Like something was actually stored in it, but it's just empty now.
Hey,
And the room Saandip's in now just contains covered for chemical supplies, as well as shelving for arms and armor. And contrary to what the model shows, arms and armor do not actually exist on there. They're empty shelves.
Ah, yes, the standard armor rack. Ah, what can I get? Maybe this spear that I can quite clearly see. Nope.
Felt that way in Dark Souls 2. Oh, I say recently, it was like a month ago, but Inside the kitchen, Saandip can find some empty bottles. Some of them actually has a bit of wine in it. The barrels he's next to contain just excess water. And there's some vials or jars, I guess, really, on the tables in the corner. There's a small little desk that just contain various herbs and spices.
Yay! Herbs and spices of all kinds.
And Saandip has finally entered the crowded pantry room. Contains a bunch of random shit in it. Bunch of random shit. All of it cooking related, though. Saandip also recognizes that there is a barrel of fish in the corner. Why is there a barrel of fish? I don't know.
The world may never know.
Does it appear to be preserved in any way?
Appears to be heavily preserved. If you taste the liquid that the fish may be in, you will note that it is extremely salty.
It's brine.
There's a difference between brine and preserving salt.
Well, as long as I'm in here, I'm gonna probably grab a bit of the fish and look for something I can make a quick breakfast out of.
Saandip has learned how to teleport through wall. So that when you didn't go through the doors. Tarus is still sleeping in at the moment. Kaz still in his room writing in his journal.
It's just the start of the day kind of thing. He's already done with that. He's gonna head downstairs and possibly look for something to eat. It is breakfast time, after all.
Okay, and Garnham left already to go to the Thieves Guild.
Yes.
Garnham already at the Thieves Guild.
I mean, is he?
I more meant
Revenue
his
wouldn't take
piece.
that- Yes. Good thing.
And yeah, Garnham would be arriving there shortly. What the hell was Unaan doing again?
He's gonna jump around location to location and or just listen to people walking about to try and find more potential jobs. He's filling the party's quest tracker so we can have decisions on what to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Although
Good job,
ultimately
Lockwood.
it's probably gonna be doing the dungeons. But on the off chance.
Well, as Unaan is beginning to walk the streets, listening in on people and maybe looking around, he sees some posters for the other three major towns, I should say, on the central island. The city of Ovos, Klexor, and Xiums. And, like, short blurbish on there, you know, kind of trying to bring in tourism from the other towns. And also it mentions that you can get there via the portal gate. And Unaan is also be able to hear some people talk about what is going on in the far northeast area of the map with the Navri people.
Is that the name of the country or whatever?
That is the name of the race.
What race is that again?
Navri?
What are they?
Albino humanoids.
Gotcha. How do I spell it?
Or you could look at mobile for a link to the race page.
What is he here going on?
Just minor chatter about the people kind of still being pressured upon by a nearby race. The Wayang? Yeah. I might still be pronouncing that wrong, but Wayangs. I was like confused saying Wayangs because fuck it, Wayangs.
Ah, yes, the all-male race.
What?
Nothing, never mind. Bad joke. Well, now that I've killed all that momentum...
Being attacked by, or what do you mean?
Pressured. It's a more of a diplomatic war than it is a militaristic war.
Gotcha. What's the race pressuring them? I can't spell it.
Wayangs?
It's W-A-N...
Way.
Y.
Hang. Thanks, mobile.
Oh yeah, I spelled it right.
It actually might be a race that Tarus might be interested in. Maybe to either help or oppose.
Why is that?
Their ancestry is a plane of shadows.
Ah.
Other than that, Unaan hears nothing else at the moment.
Okay.
What is guys having for food?
First cause us to find the kitchen.
At least Kaz can see the entire house. He can see most of the house. It's 80 feet, about 80 feet. So, foyer room that he's on. Barely see the wall on the opposite side.
He's trying to find the kitchen. He's gonna guess it's on the bottom floor. Because, you know, wouldn't it not be? It's always on the bottom floor. Who puts a kitchen on the second floor?
I should have thought about putting a kitchen on the second floor.
Damn it, Caleb.
No, I did.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be that surprising. That's how my brother's apartment was laid out. Well, it's not an apartment, but there are buildings that do that.
And with an older house, you might have staffing on the first floor, so the interaction between the staff and the people might be on the second floor.
Not to mention, on older housing, you could also have the fireplace or any kind of cooking equipment on the second floor because it'd be cheaper to actually have a fucking chimney for it. And not have to worry about breaking the integrity of the house by having to go through a additional floor by having the kitchen and whatnot on the first. That's about the reason why most blacksmiths were actually on the outside of a building, rather than being inside. They didn't want to deal with, you know, having to modify a house.
Mm-hmm.
Us is gonna go this way.
And how is Saandip's food coming along?
I pretty much just quickly boiled up some potatoes to eat with the salted fish, and then I'll just sit down at the little table in the kitchen.
Want to go to the massive dining hall? That's a fireplace?
No.
Okay, well, is Kaz going to continue finding the kitchen then?
Yes.
As Kaz is an early riser, I'd imagine I'm either just sat down or I'm still eating by the time you get there.
Or he got extremely lost and he's just now arriving to find the kitchen.
I mean, that is entirely possible. He finds his way into the basement and thinks he keeps finding new rooms, but he's just going in circles.
I mean, the basement is kind of a labyrinth.
He's like a cat. Oh god, no. Is this a new door? Oh, look at this new outside.
I saw the layout for the basement. I was like, we could seal up the outer perimeter doors and just like replace the inner perimeter doors with heavier doors, and this is now our dungeon.
We now have a prison. Also, I actually thought about adding a small prison down there too. I decided against. I'm pretty sure Kaz found the kitchen at this point. Right?
I know. I'm, actually, I went through this room, wondering what's this room?
Set up for alchemy.
Yeah, Kaz will be using that later. He's gonna make a mental note.
And technically blacksmithing, but like a anvil model.
That's what these are.
I think the anvil might have been like attached to another piece of something.
It might have been.
This one's the kitchen, right? Yeah. Ah, good morning, Saandip.
Morning. We've
I can
got
see you're
a pantry with some non-perishables.
Splendid. That sounds quite wonderful. This...
After this, I'm probably gonna grab my warhorse and pick up the cart. Maybe ask like if the wooden wheel guy or someone else can do building on if we want to like add a stable to the back.
Yeah.
Maybe expand the lean-to.
This house is unusually large. I'm not used to anything like this. Like the inn wasn't like this.
I know houses like this, but they're usually more crowded. Extended family living.
I see. You should see the houses back in my homeland. Well, at least where I am. We've got a very small, tight-knit community.
Yeah, we're somewhat similar. Maybe not the layout of the town, but definitely tight-knit, or at least Undine tend to keep to themselves.
Yeah, well, I know my people he's gonna kind of head to the little fridge with the perishables. Which one's the fridge?
You gotta go through the dining area, and then it's to the right.
Oh. I know our people are very, very sociable. At least from what I've gathered in our city. Let's gotta start heading out. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can rustle something up for breakfast. This room.
with all the stuff.
Delicious.
Unless you want to eat books.
Knowledge. I wonder if Astomoi could technically do that. Like, probably not, but still. So, Cal, what is our kitchen stocked with? Is it stocked with like just basic ingredients, or do we have like? I know you
If
said
you hover over
perishables,
the
but-
item, it'll mostly tell you.
Okay.
Racks have spices. The barrels have oils and other cooking liquids. The pots near the entrance are probably mostly what you're going to look at.
Sorry, you say pots?
Pots.
From the top, they looked like, oh, they're bags.
Sacks.
The angle my camera was at, they looked rounder, and the tied bag top looked like a handle to a pot.
But yes, that
Well-
that stuff. I also explained to Saandip earlier, so I don't feel like repeating myself for you.
It's okay. Well, Kaz is gonna make probably something along the lines of a potato kind of based breakfast. Just something simple. He kind of misses the inn and its exuberant food. You know, the one meal he kept getting.
Before I leave, I'm going to check in the library to see if there's like any pen and paper to write a note down.
Well, unless Tarus had left some paper there is not.
Is that a barrel of fish in the corner?
Yes, salted fish.
I remember that. They're that briny stuff.
As
Kaz
low
lays it
humidity
down.
lasts 24 to 27 days.
Wait, where the hell did you get 24 to 27 days?
D&D.
I found a PDF that talks about shelf life of salt cured fillet of cod, stored at 30 degrees Celsius.
Huh. Okay.
Alright, Kaz is gonna gather some spices, some potatoes, some of this fresh fish, definitely some water. He's gonna make multiple trips, because I don't think he's gonna be able to carry it all in one. And some cooking ingredients, and he's gonna take them to the kitchen. Time to whoop a small little breakfast. A little hometown recipe called fish and chips. Now I'm imagining Kaz cabin. Great. Oh no. I
Basically,
ruined
the
my
PDF
character.
says if it's in an environment of low bacterial growth, then it's almost a month, and then if it's higher, then it's closer to 13 days.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Experience.
Well, after not finding anything to write a note on, I'm just gonna slip out and head down to the stables.
Wait, the stables? Oh, wait, no, you said
Yeah.
stables.
Ah.
Got it. I wasn't aware this town got a red button somewhere. Does stables still do the red button?
I don't know that they advertise it as such, but I think it's still their thing.
Is Tarus still asleep at this point?
Unless someone's gonna wake him up, he's probably gonna sleep through half the day.
Well, we already know Cardam's not going to wake him up because he's out of the fucking building. Same with Unaan. I guess Kaz or Saandip could wake you up.
I just went out the front door.
Right.
Kaz is gonna cook a meal, so that smell is probably gonna fill the house.
He's also
Depending
3 floors
on how
up.
well he cooks the meal.
He's also 3 floors up. So...
Kaz isn't bad at cooking like Kavina was.
Oh, he's not?
No, definitely not. Kaz is
well, roll me.
exquisite.
Roll me some cooking rolls then.
I don't know how many you want.
Let's go for 2.
What would be? Is there any additive?
Well, would be classified as a craft or survival.
Whee! I only know craft alchemy. And I don't have survival. So the first one's an 18. Second one's 13.
Well, that's far better than Mina.
Still can't believe Avina's poor cooking rolls.
By the way, is Cardum still AFK?
I think so.
It appears so.
He wanted to jump to him next, and they said we were back in Humble, and it was just like, no. Okay, well. Alright, so Kaz made the food. What is Kaz doing with the food? Eating the food? Or eating, quote unquote?
He's gonna take it to the dining table, and he's gonna... He kind of made more than just for him, and Saandip had already left, so...
Well, Kaz with his magic telepathy type of thing probably would have also realized on his way down and wandering about that Karnum is not here, neither is Unaan.
Huh. It's not magic telepathy.
What else would you call it?
Wizard eyes.
Yes, Tate, because wizard and magic clearly do not mean like the same fucking thing.
You can see those creatures with the stanky old wizard eyes. It's an Adventure Time reference. Well, I guess Kaz is just gonna eat food, and the smell is probably, I mean, it is fish. He did grill and cut and, you know, he made fish and chips, essentially. Like, sliced potatoes along the side of, fish.
Sliced potatoes?
Yeah, he cut the potatoes.
That's not fish and chips.
It's medieval fish and chips. I'm not making actual fries. We don't know what fries are.
I mean, people in medieval times still could have easily figured out how to slice a potato and
just
cook it in some
squares.
oil.
I hate to tell you this, Tate, but fish and chips have never been actual chips. Chips were probably fries.
They were fries, I know
Although we call them French fries, I'm pretty sure the French did not come to the USA and go, hey, look, this will go great with your hamburgers.
I know this. But he made, basically, like, he cut them in, like,
So he
little circles.
He didn't make fish and chips. He made fish with chips.
Yes. Fish and seared potato. Grilled potato. Fried potato? Fried potato. Grilled fish and fried potato. There. Corrected. Tarus can smell it. Yes, he's 3 stories up. You can smell cooking so far away.
I just want some...
Tate, I rolled a 1. I don't smell shit.
God damn it, Tarus! Okay.
Tate, I hope in some form or way, eventually your character comes to have the ability to somehow actually consume food, and he has a mental breakdown because he realizes that the taste that he thinks he gets when he absorbs it isn't actually taste, and it's all made up in his head, and he finds out what food really tastes like, and he just, like, breaks down because he's like, oh my god, this is what I've been missing.
No giving me the dice that can change me.
I don't think that's going to transfer into this game, Tate.
And I'm not Marcus. If I wanted you to change gender or something, you'd be put into a situation where it's going to happen regardless if you're rolling dice or not.
Unless I roll out of it.
Nope, because there's such a thing as enemies too goddamn powerful, you're not getting the fuck away.
Anyway, Kaz is gonna absorb his part of the meal, and I guess package the rest of it?
Package to the rest how?
Like, I don't know. What would you do with it? To wrap it up?
Do we need to make a cause compost?
A cause post?
Who knows? Maybe it's like used coffee grounds where it's really good for your plants.
Huge lack of nutrients and all?
Anyway, after putting the, like, that bagged food, I guess? I don't know. He's gonna take it with him. Maybe he can use it in something for... He's gonna start messing around with the alchemy area. He's gonna start looking around for ingredients and potions now that we have an actual cool little room and station.
Alrighty. Cardum, now you're back. And I wanted to jump to you earlier. Okay. Cardum.
Every time.
Yeah, pretty much. Make it to the Thieves Guild.
The openers are closed. Or is Steve rat in a tree?
It is closed.
So I'm assuming there's no lock on the outside.
Not a visible one, anyway.
Yep. So I'm just gonna stomp on the lid. Not like to try and damage it, but just to make sound.
Roll me strength.
Strength.
Did I say that?
That's what it sounded like on my end. It could have just been cut weirdly.
Who knows? I know, listening back to some of the stuff while editing, it's like, I know what I said there, but it sure in hell didn't sound like it to me, listening back to it from, like a month ago.
15.
Okay. Well, you make a decent amount of noise. The door doesn't open immediately. Do you just kind of wait a minute?
Yeah, I'll just go over here. Worst case, if no one ends up opening it, I'm just gonna probably just... I know where I was going, but then it was gone. I love how much that's
Just like
happening to
hell.
me recently.
Hey, well, the trap door opens up. Searai pokes his head out and goes, oh, hey, Connor. Didn't you just open up the door?
I didn't see a handle anywhere.
You failed your first test.
And now the real training begins.
Not bring any of your tools or anything? Even if you didn't see a handle, you could try to pry open the door.
Well, true, I don't own a crowbar, and I left most of that stuff inside.
There are sticks around you. You gotta think outside the box, Connor.
You gotta keep in mind, too, I have to think about, breaking everything. I break a lot of things.
If you somehow break this door with a stick, then I'm going to recommend you join, I don't know, like, Fighters Guild or something? Or just hostily take it over for us.
I don't know. Did you see me during the archery competition? I managed to shoot someone in the crowd by bouncing an arrow off of 2 walls.
Was it 2?
I think so.
Been too long. I'm also trying to remember if Steve Rowe was even there. I don't think it was.
I think he was. I think he picked our pockets.
That was a different competition.
Yeah, that was the fighting competition, I think.
Why is there a giant bow?
Because it got left.
Oh god!
It's deleted.
It has mods to it. I can't. I don't have permission to delete.
Where's this bow?
I was really confused. I'm trying to highlight to find people, and all of a sudden I was like, what is this long line? Did somebody get stretched out of oblivion? It's a bow.
Bunch of shit got spawned during the making of the house, so... anyway, Steve Rowe responds to you, Cardum, going, no, it wasn't, and, it's actually quite impressive. Perfect for, assassinations.
I mean, if it was intentional, it would have been. Pretty sure it cost me a place in the actual, winnings, though.
Trying to find Marcus' character.
Hey, you win some, lose some.
Yeah, well...
And, actually, for the test, the reward probably wouldn't have interested you.
Probably not, but it's probably someone who could have used it around.
I can't really see you using a ranger's kit. Or a crossbow, for that matter.
I mean, a crossbow is about the only kind of bow I can use.
Actually, I could actually see you making use of some of the bolts that were part of that reward. Don't ask why Steve Wright knows what the hell the reward was, by the way.
I just assume he knows way more than he should about anything.
Yeah.
I just assume Steve the Rat's the actual mayor of this town.
Not Steve the Rat, it's Steve a Rat.
Steve Rat, yeah, they're the mayor of this town. Especially because, correcting their name.
Oh, Cardum, you, ready to get started?
I think so.
Unless you came here for another reason?
No, it's more it's more I think I'm prepared, but considering the escapism test, I don't know what the fuck I'm walking into, so...
It sounds like a slightly breaking internet on your end.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of, what skill was it again?
I said, it was Escape Artist, the grappling one.
No, what skill were you learning?
Oh, lockpicking. Disable device.
There we go.
Pick locking. Lock picking. Pick picking. Lock locking.
Skill for just locking lock.
What about lick locking? Lock lick.
I mean, you can learn that one if you want.
Wait, did you say flint locking?
God damn it.
I'm just picturing someone who can't see across the room trying to fire a gun.
No, I said fletching.
But Jared, he could fire the gun and then miss, and then
I'm
not gonna make the joke again, Liam.
No,
I was going to.
I wanted.
Nope.
I wanted to make a joke about Robin Hood Men in Tights. About Tate being Blinken.
I guess I haven't seen this.
It's a Mel Brooks movie.
I would say that's why, but honestly, the name means nothing to me.
He made Blazing Saddles.
Which is something I know I haven't
some
seen.
of the big ones. It's like one of those things where it's like very obviously made to be comedy.
Alright, well, Carmen goes down after Steve Barrett kinda, goes, oh, sit down then and get started.
Right.
Upon Carnum getting to the bottom, by the way, he sees people in guild area that he had never seen at all during the actual events.
I'm not too surprised considering they didn't want like anyone who made their way here to know who everyone working here was. If that makes sense.
It just begs the question, though. How many eyes are watching you, Lamb?
I mean, yes.
At the moment, most of them, because you're new.
And I imagine I'm less than subtle compared to most of them.
I mean, there are a few people here wearing really outrageous clothing that would probably really be spotted on a road or something, but they're also not on the road at the moment, so you can be wearing whatever the fuck they want. But after kind of taking note of them, Steve Barrett leads you to a side room. Inside said side room appears to be a bit of a training room, and by the doorway is actually some locks. Few of them in pieces, few of them not. And Steve Barrett goes, well, to begin with, you kind of need to know how a lock actually works overall, and how it functions, how to put one together. So that's essentially what you're going to be doing. Or probably first, I don't know, month.
Can I do a profession engineering check to see if I can actually, like, mildly bypass that?
Go for it.
Speed up the process a little? Well, that's not gonna go. That's a 12?
Well, there is a slight bonus on that, considering you also used knowledge engineering for the locks during the test. So, I mean, you have been able to get a small chance of to study them. We'll say you cut off like 3 days
That's fair.
with that roll.
It's like, I know the basics of the basics.
You understand how Part A fits into Part B, but not maybe necessarily why the design was chosen that way.
Yeah.
Well, Carnum going to be doing that for a while until Carnum decides not to be doing that, or Steve Rad decides to interrupt for some reason.
I mean, imagine that's just gonna be going then.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to really say at the moment, so... jumping over to, I don't know, someone? Someone want to go next?
Well, that's the end of D&D for tonight, everybody.
On a roll of 15, has Unaan come across any other information of interest?
Of interest? Depends on if Unaan would find this interesting. It's nothing that he's searching for, necessarily, but...
He has I'll mention, he has a, like, pad of paper and whatnot. So he's quite literally, anytime he hears something like, this is going on in the world, or someone said they need help with this, he's jotting it down, simply so when he brings it back, even if it's a small one-day job, he can be like, hey, guys, he can put it down and be like, hey, guys, a farmer said there's a zombie and he wants us to kill it. I don't know why a farmer would say there's a zombie, but I'm just saying, like, he's literally just fish in the barrel, just anything he can hear or see.
Would
The
Unaan
farm
write
is
down
really-
a, like, 10-second job?
Like what?
Well, Unaan runs across an old lady that has a cat stuck in a tree.
Damn it, I was about to message you about that
Unaan
too.
will try to help the old lady get the cat out of the tree.
10 experience points. 1 XP.
And with an animal handle animal of...
You also have to climb said tree.
Well, having rolled a 19 on the dice twice, the climb check is 19, because he has no bonus to climb. And then the handle animal is 28. As he goes, "Come here, kitty," and picks it up and pets it, and then hands the cat down to the old lady, and then falls out of the tree.
And then discovers he is now the one stuck in the tree.
No, he tried climbing down.
What do you roll for the climb out?
1. So
Ah.
it was lean over, hand cat to lady, falls out of tree. It's not even a climb. He just fell straight out of the fucking tree.
I asked because apparently the DC for climbing a tree is 20 if it's a wet tree.
Well, like I said, he had a 19, so amazingly, he climbed up that thing. And then, I guess we can say he didn't even try climbing down. He just thought, I'll hand her the cat, and then fell the fuck out of the tree. So, yeah.
Take me, gravity.
Oh yeah, gravity. There's that thing. I forgot all about it.
What the hell was your character piece, by the way, Marcus?
What was that?
Where the hell was your character piece?
I wasn't really moving him, but...
Oh.
We could say, by this point... There. Because he's stopping as well at, like... the sneaky bed, for an example. Like I said, he's just going around checking anything. Like, oh, that's an inn. They'll have a board. Goes in, looks at board, see if there's anything new. If not, moves on.
Well, at the sneaky end, you actually do see a posters. You find things that has things on it that are identical to the things you found for the dungeons.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, he went in and went, well, nothing new, and just moved on.
Well, yeah. Besides the random cat in the tree, some of the other things that Unaan has been hearing is general idle chatter amongst townsfolk of, how's the weather, blah, blah, blah. Some random lines that he hears that he may or may not find interesting is, you never signed a contract at a grove of cedar trees on a sunny day.
Yeah, I don't think Unaan pays much attention to that.
That's hilariously specific.
And another one is, happening upon a vulture warns of a promise.
Do you have like a
He
generator
overheard
for
someone say,
cryptic
happening
bullshit?
upon a vulture warns of a promise.
Yeah, happening upon a vulture warns of a promise.
Okay.
Cryptic bullshit generators.
Oh, superstition.
In that case, yeah, he just continues on.
And apparently you're also not supposed to fight in a grove of elm trees during summer. Why? I don't know.
Can we switch that to a grove of elf trees?
As long as you never begin a romance on a hill in the evening, or you might encounter a period of severe weather if you don't say a certain phrase.
What the fuck?
Superstitions, Liam. Superstitions. Does Unaan take note of this one, then? To never turn sunwise just outside of a city where you'll become involved with an act of kindness?
Or else you will be involved in an act of kindness?
Yes, meaning don't do it if you don't want to be just randomly involved in acts of kindness.
Unaan does not pay attention to it, although if he were to, he'd be like, but why? You're supposed to be kind. Because he's a good boy.
Everyone knows he has his dark secrets, though.
No, not really, not Unaan. Now, his sister Niramor
secrets.
and the people that work for her that are the list of other potential characters if I ever need them, oh, they have dark secrets. But no, Unaan's a good boy.
Website, why do you have a generator called this? Why is this even a generator? Why was this needed at one point? Paranormal romance? generator?
Yeah, let's get some spooky ghosts. Spooky ghost. I'm not gonna finish that since you're recording, Cal.
Since I'm recording what?
He's not gonna finish what he was saying.
Because...
I don't know.
Because you're recording.
He's asking why the recording thing matters.
He doesn't want to
Oh,
implicate himself.
Because I was gonna say, yeah, get that spooky ghost dick all over the place. Fucking ghost romance.
Do you know half of the shit we've said on recording?
Did you hear me yesterday yelling at you, Tate?
No.
Yes, you did.
Do you not remember League of Legends?
Ah, heck, I'm running.
I'm glad you knew exactly what I was referring to.
What?
Bosses!
They were running away, and I was chasing them, and it was Hex E.
I think so.
And I got out to him and killed him. If I recall correctly, anyway. I don't know, that's been 3-4 years ago now?
God, it was a long time.
Yeah, Lamb had a different computer back in the day.
He was also getting 10,000 ping every so often.
Yeah, but don't we have a picture of me with like 11,000 ping?
Something like
That was back when I was stuffing the depression away instead of dealing with it.
Wow, Tate, we're making about you now.
So, Unaan, are you finding anything else?
that. Why would Unaan know if he found anything? The DM has to tell Unaan if he found anything else. Where is Unaan going exactly at the moment? In the town?
Probably towards center. He's just making rounds. There's really no clear-cut path.
Ah, but if you go towards center, you may find more information.
And that's why he's going towards center.
Well, along the way, to center, doesn't really hear much else. Just, again, random chatter or whatnot. Maybe someone talking about thieves that got caught already or stuff like that. At the actual portal, though, assuming Unaan actually goes up to it, checking for a board of any sorts, he does find a poster there, or billboard, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it, stating some jobs in other places around the world. Obviously, they are places that they have been able to find anyone local, so, you know, obviously they had to outsource quite far. One of them, though, however, is actually in the town of Ophos, and the job itself is just carpentry. They apparently are looking to expand some buildings, and they need additional help. And it's from a local company there called To Be Determined.
To be determined carpentry, huh? It's got a certain ring to it.
It does, and I was going to think of a name, and I'm like, To Be Determined actually sounds perfect, so.
Okay.
Other random jobs in there is someone in, fucking race was that? Ah, gnomes, of course. Someone in the gnome world, race area. Country? Gnome country. Go with that. Are looking for alchemists, specifically traveling alchemists. Ones that can actually gather ingredients from faraway places that they may not be able to easily acquire or is too expensive for them to bother with. And right underneath that listing, you also find one from the gnomes again, looking for people to go essentially cave diving and mining.
Minecraft?
Alright.
There are some other ones there, but they seem to be outside of maybe your expertise and your parties. Like maybe there is a evil empire threat of sorts in like one of the other race locations.
Gotcha.
And there might be a poster there from the Wyverns trying to ask for help against the Drow. Which may be a problem, who knows. Drow aren't too kind though, as Unaan would definitely know. Especially having been around here and been part of some of the events.
Yeah. I'm assuming, oh, never mind.
Isn't Jared's race friendly with the Drow?
Well, it's not about being friendly or not, Tate, because technically my race is friendly with them too, because we're neutral with everyone. Could change, but still.
Yeah, and neutral doesn't necessarily mean they won't attack, it's just they aren't going out of their way to attack.
Right.
They're also not going out of their way to be friendly. It is on a case-by-case basis.
So we don't have a case of space tentacles invading my regions? And Stellaris?
One other thing Unaan sees posted there is actually from the lizard folk, looking to create a bridge from there to Kasatha, or race.
Can you repeat that?
Create a bridge from the lizard folk area to the Kasathas. And as such, they are looking for carpenters, masons, anyone that can haul shit, essentially.
Right.
Because this bridge is not small. That is it for Unaan, by the way. And regardless of how much more Unaan looks around town, that's all he's going to be pretty much finding. Granted, Unaan does not know that. I'm just saying it now, so you don't actually expect me to say anything more.
Okay.